Most people think fat loss is about motivation and discipline, but the real reason most people regain the weight has nothing to do with willpower. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework we use inside the Air Force Body Composition Improvement Program to help people lose fat, maintain muscle, and actually keep the weight off long term. Welcome everyone. My name is Dale Collins from the Beale Air Force Base Operational Support Team. And today we're going to talk about one of the most misunderstood topics in health and fitness, and that is body composition. Notice I did not say anything about weight loss, because improving your body composition is very different from simply trying to lose weight on the scale. This presentation is designed to help you understand what body composition really means, improve your physical performance, improve long-term health, and build sustainable habits that actually last. Whether your goal is improved energy, better fitness test performance, reducing body fat, increasing muscle, or simply feeling healthier and stronger, this program is going to give you a realistic framework. Throughout these lectures, I'll also help you understand why extreme diets often fail, why sustainable change matters, and how small daily behaviors create long-term success. Here's where most diets fail. People stay in fat loss mode forever. Eventually the body pushes back, energy crashes, your hunger increases, and motivation drops. So instead, in this program, we use cycles. This program uses a cyclical approach of 12 weeks of moderate caloric deficit, followed by 4 weeks of maintenance. You may ask why, and that's because your body will adapt over time to what you do. If you continuously diet, your metabolism can slow, your hunger hormones increase, your fatigue rises, and now your adherence to the program becomes difficult, if not unmanageable. The maintenance phase is critical to fat loss because it teaches you how to maintain the results instead of endlessly trying to chase weight loss through increases and decreases. We're not just trying to lose weight. We're trying to lose fat and build a healthy lifestyle. The goals of this program are much bigger than simple appearance. We want to improve your health, your physical readiness, your energy, your mental performance, and your lifelong wellness skills. Now, one of the most important metrics that we will be discussing here is also the waist to height ratio. Research suggests the waist to height ratio may be a better predictor of health risk than body weight alone. And the military also uses this currently as one of the body composition components for the PT test. But if that's not you, this is also very important for your long-term health. Understanding that central adiposity, meaning excess weight, especially in the abdomen, has been shown to be increased risk for a number of disease states. That's why we focus on this metric. Keep in mind the goal is not perfection. The goal in this program is improvement. Most people don't know what body composition actually is. When we talk about body composition, it refers to what your body is actually made of, meaning fat mass, lean body, muscle, bone, and water. Two people can weigh the exact same, yet have completely different body compositions. This is why the scale can be very misleading. The scale only tells us your body relative to gravity. It does not tell us anything about your health, disease states, or your overall physical wellness. Body composition improvement means reducing your body fat while preserving or even building muscle. And this part is huge because your muscle equates to your metabolism. If you lose muscle, you're actually losing part of your metabolic rate. And we want to keep that. We want to keep your metabolism high because that's what helps you burn off calories and actually maintain a good, healthy weight standard. When body composition improves, everything as far as your health improves. You recover better, you move better, you sleep better, you think more clearly, and your confidence improves. Body composition affects nearly every system within your body. It impacts your strength, endurance, mobility, hormone function, confidence, recovery, and your long-term disease risk. Having excess body fat, especially visceral, meaning around the abdominal area, is associated with diabetes, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, and various metabolic dysfunctions. Improving your body composition can improve your mood, your sleep quality, your cognition, and your resilience to all the challenges that life throws at you. So start thinking about what motivates you to make the changes in your body composition. Is it your health? Is it improving energy, improving performance, confidence? Is it thinking about long-term health, family? Start thinking about those things that are going to drive you to make the changes you want to see in your body. What most people get wrong is crash dieting using huge caloric deficits. They eat too little protein and use unsustainable restrictions, and most times this causes them to lose more muscle than fat. The key word here is moderate deficit, not starvation, not extreme dieting. A moderate caloric deficit allows your body to lose fat while preserving muscle and maintaining training performance. This phase focuses heavily on protein intake, resistance training, recovery, sleep hydration, and behavioral consistency. Protein intake supports muscle preservation, helps you improve satiety, and helps improve recovery. Poor sleep increases hunger hormones, cravings, fatigue, and emotional eating. The goal in this program is not just losing weight. The goal is preserving muscle while reducing body fat through a moderate caloric deficit, adequate protein intake, and resistance training. A simple starting point for estimating fat loss calories is taking your body weight in pounds and multiplying it by 10. And please do this in the attached or enclosed worksheet. For example, a 200-pound individual may begin around 2,000 calories per day during the fat loss phase. Now, this is only an estimate and may be adjusted based on your progress, recovery, hunger, and energy levels. One of the best ways to begin understanding your intake is a 3-day food recall, meaning tracking what you eat and drink for 3 typical days, ideally including portion sizes, beverages, snacks, and condiments. Now, we're not expecting you to weigh everything or go through that very laborious process. We actually recommend using something simple like a number of the free apps that are out there just to quickly get a snapshot of how many calories are you taking in. Is this close to the ideal range for you for fat loss? So we don't want this to be something grueling. We want this to be something to quickly assess how are we doing. It allows us to understand where we are, what changes we need to make to hit our goals. It helps increase awareness and provide a realistic baseline of your current eating habits. Maintenance is where sustainability happens. Many people know how to lose weight. However, far fewer know how to actually maintain that weight loss. Part of that is because they're going to too big of extremes and losing muscle, but part of that is not understanding how to maintain those caloric values to not increase or gain fat. During maintenance, calories gradually increase, recovery improves, and psychologically, it gives your body a break from dieting. Keep in mind, the maintenance phase is not failure. The maintenance phase is a quick reset to help teach you what you need to do, how many calories you need to take in to maintain your weight loss and fat loss. This is huge because getting that maintenance portion down is going to help these changes stay for a long period of time. Learning how to maintain results is one of the most important skills for long-term body composition success. A simple estimate for maintenance calories is body weight in pounds multiplied by 14. And once again, you'll see this on your worksheet. As an example, 200-pound individual would be taking in around 2,800 calories a day, and that will vary a little bit based on their activity level. Now, the maintenance phase helps support recovery, helps your hormones balance, your energy levels improve, and it helps your long-term adherence. Staying on a caloric reduction for too long, your body's going to make changes, and those changes aren't necessarily going to be what you want anymore. You're going to plateau, and then all of a sudden you're going to find no matter what you do, you're not seeing the changes you want. That's why we have to break it up with a maintenance phase. So during this, also use that 3-day food recall to see where you are now in those adjusted calories for your maintenance phase. So the goal of the maintenance phase is to learn how to stabilize those healthy behaviors you've worked so hard for instead of constantly trying to diet. Maintenance is a skill. Have you lost weight before and struggled to keep it off? Chances are you never learned how to maintain that weight loss. So that's a very important part of this program, is that maintenance phase. Now that we understand the basic structure of fat loss and maintenance, the next step is turning information into actions. And this is where SMART goals become very useful. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So when we say specific, they're clearly defined exactly what you're trying to do. So instead of saying, I'm going to eat better, say, I'm going to eat protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This becomes a very specific goal. It also needs to be manageable, meaning how are you going to track it? So a good example will be, I will complete a 3-day food recall, or I will walk 20 minutes 4 times per day. This is very definitive, and we can measure those results. Now, it needs to be attainable. It needs to be a realistic goal. Saying that you want to lose a huge amount of weight, while it's attainable, it takes a long time. We want to cut this down into smaller, more attainable goals, and as soon as we reach that, we can make new ones. So if you're not exercising at all right now, starting with 6 days a week may be too much. Start with something you can easily repeat, 2, maybe 3 days a week. Once you've got that down, we can always add to it. Relevant. The goal should be directly connected to your body composition goal. So focus on things like protein, caloric awareness, strength training, walking, sleep, and hydration, because those are all very relevant and they help support your fat loss and muscle preservation. And then finally, time bound. You need to have a clear deadline. So we need to look at, when do we want to accomplish these goals? That's why it needs to be manageable and attainable. So for this, start thinking about, in the next 2 weeks, right before that class, our next class that we're going to have, what goals do you want to hit before then? We're probably not going to see any weight loss goals, but we can start seeing and focusing on the process goals and the habits to help get you there. So a good step-by-step for the next 2 weeks. Complete a 3-day food recall. Track what you're eating for 3 normal days. Let's see where we are. Step 2, estimate your fat loss calorie target, meaning take your body weight in pounds, multiply it by 10. That's the half of the equation of how many calories ideally should you take in for fat loss, and then measuring it's going to be how many calories you are. We can make adjustments from there. Step 3, add protein to each meal. Aim for clear protein sources at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, healthy options that you like and enjoy, because that's going to help you feel satiated. It's going to help curb that hunger. Step 4 would be increase your daily movement. Start with walking more steps or a short workout, something realistic. And then step 5, choose one habit you can repeat consistently. Don't try to change everything at once. Work on slowly building good habits that are going to keep you moving in the right direction. So the goal is simply being aware, consistent, and progressing. The goal is never perfection. So by the next class, you should have a clearer picture of, are you currently eating close to your caloric target goal? And having a couple habits that you've been consistent in over the past 2 weeks. So small, consistent goals are going to be far more important than some extreme change that won't last very long. Motivation comes and goes. Systems and habits create long-term, manageable, and sustainable change. This is where we do that by setting those goals and working on things that we can do and have total control over in our lives. This program is designed to provide education, accountability, and support. You can expect ongoing education, practical tools, behavioral strategies, and community support. We will discuss all aspects of nutrition, how they affect your body, and why they matter. Please keep in mind, progress in weight loss is not linear. There will be setbacks. There will be stressful weeks, vacations, plateaus. The goal is consistency over perfection. That's the way you sustain long-term fat loss. It's not about being perfect. It's about being as consistent as you can with good, healthy daily habits. Remember, sustainable fat loss is not about punishment. It's about building a body and a lifestyle that you can maintain. Small improvements repeated consistently create extraordinary long-term results. So today we've discussed what body composition is, why it matters, how fat loss phases work, why maintenance matters, and how to build realistic goals. We are starting a fat loss phase. Focus on consistency, protein intake, recovery, and moderate caloric control. Use the worksheet to figure out how many calories you should intake to lose fat and still maintain your muscle mass. This is not about perfection. This is about building a healthier, stronger, more sustainable lifestyle. Over the next 2 weeks before our next class, focus on simple foundational health habits that help support fat loss. First, complete a 3-day food recall by tracking all food and beverages for 3 separate days using a simple free app. Second, begin estimating your caloric intake using your body weight multiplied by 10 as a starting point for fat loss on the worksheet. Third, prioritize protein intake with each meal to help improve satiety and muscle preservation. Fourth, aim to increase daily movements such as walking, standing more often, or even adding structured exercise. Fifth, improve sleep consistency and your daily hydration. Focus on consistency rather than perfection. Small repeated behaviors create sustainable long-term body composition improvements. Our classes and videos are on the first and third Tuesday of every month. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss any information that can help you reach your goals. Thank you.